And then there's the transhumer, that's a consumer that wants to transfer information amongst their friends. They're very trendy names. What I would say is that people go through a life cycle on social networks. So, for instance, if we were to get David on MySpace this afternoon, he would start off with just a couple of friends and family to be able to share photos.
How do I find them? I mean,
I'd be your friend.
How do I find? How does a friend?
I'd think about it.
How do I attract a friend?
You'd email them or ring them and tell them to come and please be my friend on MySpace.
Then you can get added, can't you? Can you control that at all?
You could make your profile private if you didn't want everybody to share the information, and you can make some photos and some information private.
It becomes an addiction almost, doesn't it?
It can
What about you, Kerry? I mean, how often are you online?
I am online first thing in the morning. I check my emails, and at night time I'm often on there about 2 hours a day.
Only 2 hours? I would imagine with
a day.
102,000 friends you'd be getting lots of emails.
It's impossible to reply back to everyone. I've made note of that. I've had some people, you know, get really upset because I can't email them back, but with over 100,000 friends it's impossible.
So in that case, what's the point of having all of those friends, I guess?
I'm networking with all my wrestling friends and the wrestlers, and I do want to get into wrestling. That's my career goal. And now, like I said, it started at first as a friend type of thing, and now it's more career-based.
Okay, so you're really quite the netrepreneur in that case, because if you then manage to break into wrestling, you've actually got a fan base already, haven't you?
Yes, that's correct.
So how can you then use this profile to get into wrestling?
Well, it's helped me connect with the actual promoters and the people that are training, as well as other wrestlers, and they've helped me with, like, giving me ideas where I can stay in the USA, where I can go over there and train. They've given me discounts. I've got a lot of friends willing to help me over there now, and that's all because of MySpace.
We've read often about parents particularly, but also users concerned about what they call an addiction, or most people that couldn't cope if it was removed from them. Where do you draw the line between healthy use and unhealthy use here?
I think it's with all things in life, we learn balance. There are some people who'd be extremely upset if the television was taken away from them or their mobile phone. And part of, particularly with young people, I would say to parents, if your children are still young teens are still online at midnight, it's time to take the computer away. But it would be the same with the television or anything else, PlayStation, anything else they should be using.
Why then are advertisers taking such notice?
If you wanted to advertise into the wrestling community, the person you would approach would not necessarily be a magazine, it would be Kerry, because her role in the community, which she does for free, is finding information and distributing it through to the rest of the social network. So although she doesn't have time to build the one-on-one relationship with her viewers, with her audience, with her friends, she's able to distribute globally any information that comes her way.
And obviously for anyone who's attempting a niche market advertising campaign, that's obviously the way they need to go.
Perfect, yes.
Are they finding that that the people who use MySpace and Facebook, are they finding that they are more discerning as customers?
That's a really interesting question. We build, particularly on MySpace, we build our reputation and our identity and our profile and trust as we go along. So Kerry has an immense reputation within the wrestling community. The fact that overseas wrestlers, A-grade wrestlers, which I don't know their names, but Kerry definitely would, contact her.
The big brute.
Yes, exactly. Contact her, says that she's built that identity, trust and reputation within the MySpace. Not just within MySpace, but within the wrestling community.
So can this therefore become a business for you? I mean, can you make money?
Yes, it can. I mean, I've been helping a friend out recently who has he's got cancer, and he's got a Christian clothing line. And I've been helping him promote that. He's also got the page on MySpace. He's been getting customers through there. But I helped with him. I sent it through a post to all my friends, and now that brand has been successfully run.
Wow. Okay.
So MySpace can be really used for very positive charity-based events and that sort of thing.
Can it get in the way of the traditional friendship relationship? I mean...
And face-to-face communication.
Yeah, do we look to the future, a future of children that prefer friendship online than they do one-on-one with the human interaction?
That's a really good question, David. I would say no.
You seem shocked that I came up with one.
It is easier to keep in contact with people who are not people you don't see every day on these sites. Somebody that you only usually send a Christmas card to once a year, you can start to see that who they're having relationships with, if they're broken up, what parties they're going to and what they're doing. I wouldn't say that it ever impacts the people that you're really close to, the people you like to have face-to-face discussions with, but it's nice to be able to keep in contact with people you wouldn't normally be able to have daily contact with.
Or even I can see the point in that now, because if you've got family and friends who you'd like to send an occasional photograph of your children or, you know, your latest activity, I can see that would be much easier.
Yes.
So the future for you is, now, if you manage to achieve a wrestling career, let's say, in the States,
Yes.
does that mean that you've achieved what you want to achieve out of your site, or does that mean...
Yes, that's exactly right. And I feel that I've got the fan base there already, and that they're going to support me in what I do next, and they're all waiting for me to get into wrestling.
Right.
So it's something I want to do in the next year.
And are you training at the moment for it?
But at the moment, I'm about to start over in the USA.
Kerry's also built a business now of building websites for wrestlers. So she's been able to leave her work as in reception in the city and work from home as a website developer, self-taught. So an amazing opportunity for a young woman who in her late teens and then early 20s to start to build not only a brilliant career, but in an area that she's passionate about.
Yes.
So just finally, it is, you are able to adequately protect yourself?
Absolutely.
Yes.
No problem?
No
Yes.
problem. Just common sense.
Yeah.
Just don't reveal personal details, last name.
And the thing with the kids is that they're really savvy. The people that worry me are the adults, because they're the ones that put up the photos of their children in their school uniform and reveal their names. The young people don't do that.
Yeah.
They have names like Miss T's or some other pseudonym. They know how to protect themselves online. Very rarely an adult will make a silly fumble like that, but the young people hardly ever.
All right, well, look, it's clear that we know nothing about this, but we've learned an awful lot, so thank you for coming in.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back with more 9am right after this.
People